Hey you guys, Rena Wells here. Welcome to Inspire Desire, Be You. I'm so excited that you guys are here on this webinar because I've got some great juicy information to share with you guys in regards to ending stagnancy in all areas of your life. And I've got some great tips in how to do that. So let's just jump right into there. I've got a little bit of a scratch in my throat, so I hope you guys can be okay with that today. So I'm going to jump right into, oh dear, what happened? Of course it starts right from here. All right, let's do that again. Let's do that again. All right. So I'm going to show you, here we go. I'm going to show you 2 secrets that are going to take you out of stagnancy so you can manifest and change your vibration. And I really work strongly with law of attraction and more or less about with law of vibration. And what took me out of stagnancy, I was in stagnancy for quite a long time. We're going to get into that. And I basically discovered 3 ingredients that make stagnancy thrive. So basically when you're baking a cake or you're making, a loaf of bread, you need ingredients for those things to turn out. And the same thing goes with stagnancy. There are 3 key ingredients into what makes your bread rise, to basically tell you that there's 3 ingredients that I discovered that took me out of stagnancy. So I'm going to get into that with you guys, okay? And I'm also going to tell you how to attract really the right relationships in your life and how to use those 3 ingredients and how to apply that. So I'm not just going to give you the 3 ingredients. I'm going to show you how to apply that into your life because I really want you guys to take away some really good stuff that you can apply into your life so that you can have the right clients coming into your business, that you can have the right relationships coming into your business. And so I chose attracting the personal relationships and the business relationships because that's really how we all thrive in life. If we don't have happy personal relationships in our life or happy business clients in our life that aren't aligned to us, it really causes a huge effect on our life, right? It really does. So that's what I'm going to get into today to show you how to, what these secrets are in the ingredients that you need to stop the stagnancy and how we're going to apply it into attracting what you want in your life. Okay, so basically this webinar is for you if you are a results-driven spiritual coach. You're a mentor, you're a transformational leader, and you're an entrepreneur. Okay, these are the people that are attracted to me. And you are frustrated with stagnancy in your business and your personal life. Now, the stagnancy that I talk about is that loop, right? You manifest, and then, things are going good, and then all of a sudden you hit like that lull period where nothing is happening. Okay? We're made to be divine beings who are here to just continuously manifest. The reason why things keep us stagnant and why we get the lull periods is because there are more subconscious patterns that are coming up, okay? Now, you've tried everything, and you no longer are willing to tolerate this in your life. And I knew I was in that place. Like, let me tell you, I was in that place. I just didn't want to tolerate it anymore. You're frustrated. Things aren't showing up in your life. And the thing that gets really frustrating is that you know how powerful you are on the inside. But you can't seem to hold the power, or you can't seem to, have it work for you. And you know it, and there's such a discrepancy because you know what you're capable of doing, and it's not showing up in your life. And that is the most frustrating part, okay? So why should you stick with me at the end? And, I'm going to put this out there because you guys, you've been on webinars, you've signed up, you've been looking for a solution to this stagnancy for a while, right? And you've done everything. You've read books, you've gone to webinars, you've done, so why is this different? I'm going to tell you why it's different and why you should stick with me. And I'm going to show you a customized plan of how to keep the flow of attraction happening in your life. It doesn't have to stop. It doesn't have to stop. We get stuck in this pattern that we're growing, we're expanding. Oh, okay, I've learned this new lesson. Now, yay, it's all manifesting, and now I'm stuck and I'm learning something else. No. I'm going to teach you how to own your power so you continuously own your power so that you're not stagnant again and you stay aligned and you stay in that flow. okay? So that's what I want you to stick with me to the end. I also want you to know things about me. So this is me in my, don't let the picture fool you. I've got some great lighting going on there. But, you know, I want you to know about me is that I curse. I got a bit of a potty mouth, and I do curse, especially when I get passionate. Okay, but I want to be authentic for you guys. I really come from a place of deep authenticity, and I can't be authentic with you if I am not who I am, right? This is what you get with me. This is the type of person I am. I am, you know, very direct. I'm not a fluffy-duffy kind of person. Okay, I'm going to put that out there right now. And I speak fast. And I have a loud voice. You know, I've been told that my whole life, like, keep it down, Rita, keep it down. You know, I have a loud voice. I have a big mouth. I curse. I'm flamboyant. I'm out there. I'm direct. I'm not a fluffy-duffy kind of person. And I like results. That's just how I am. So, excuse me, I hope that that is something that you know how to handle in yourself, because I really want to just be in this moment right now to serve you and to bring what I promised that I was going to share with you so that you can have changes in your life, okay? Now, I really want your full attention, so I'm going to tell you that now. I want you to, if you haven't, please turn off your cell phones and your Facebook and all social media, okay, just for the hour, because honestly, what I'm going to show you and share with you is information that's going to change your life. It definitely will in the next hour. It's going to change your life. And the reason it's going to change your life is because there's also some mind-bending concepts in regarding law of attraction, okay? Because I don't work from conscious thought, all right? And you're going to see exactly why I can't work from conscious thought, 'cause it's just not how I operate. And the reason why I don't work from conscious thought is I work from subconscious, because it's the only way to manifest. It really is. It has changed my life dramatically. So if you can, please turn off your phones, turn off social media, please go somewhere quiet and give me a little time, you know, please go do that. And, you know, sit back, take some notes, really take this in. Really take this in. I'm going to have some water here. Okay. Yeah, so really take this in. So why should you care what I have to say? You know, why care what I have to say? So I'm going to tell you a little bit about myself. Okay, I'm a manifesting goddess. Okay, I've been manifesting many, many, many years. And I'm gonna give you a bit of my background, not because I want you to, you know, it's not about credentials or anything like that, because I'm going to tell you I ain't got none. In the sense of the world, okay? I don't have worldly credentials. I don't have a degree. I'm a university dropout. I have my high school. I have one certification from Microsoft, which is my Microsoft Certified Systems Engineer. That's it. That's all I got, okay? So, oh, and I have some schooling that my work sent me through, but I don't even, anyways. I have 17 years of working for the government as a high professional, as a senior business analyst, and I manifested this job, okay, because the hiring manager had a dream of me. So I want you to get a background of my power and where I come from, okay? And this is why I think you should care, because I know what I'm talking about. So working in the government, I was a tech. I fixed computers, and I worked in the provincial offices, okay? I didn't work in national headquarters. There was a job posting that came up that I wanted really bad. I was tired of my job, and I wanted something better. It was a work-from-home, full-time job, working for national headquarters, or I could stay in my house in Toronto and still work for Ottawa. Okay? Huge promotion, huge promotion. Now, I didn't have the education, right? Because like I told you, I'm a university dropout. I was going against people who had their master's in business analysis, their CBAT test, their, you know, all kinds of certificates out their butt, right? Like, not me. And there were 5 people on the hiring board that were hiring. And after I got the job, I met with one of the hiring managers because he insisted on having lunch with me. And he said, I had a dream about you. Now, he was a very spiritual man, very tapped into energy, and he had a very definite dream from the universe saying that I had to be hired and was commanded to hire me. And he said he was going to follow through with that. And he stood his ground when the 4 other hiring managers were against, you know, hiring me, which, you know, I totally see that. I don't have the business experience. I've never worked in any experience. I only have technical background, and I had 0 education. You know, if I was a manager, no, I wouldn't have hired me. But the universe will conspire for you, okay? So I'm going to give you another example of my manifesting abilities. I manifested a full paid trip to Maui to the Hay House workshop 3.5 years ago, fully paid for me. And while I was there, I also won a self-publishing prize, which my first book is coming out next year with Hay House. So totally manifested that. I didn't have to pay a penny. So that's a little bit of how I'm able to manifest. So get an idea of my past. I was a really manifesting goddess. I'm also highly empathic. So I've been doing this spiritual work my entire life, okay? I've been reading energy since I was 18 years old while I was working for the government. On the side, when I worked in Northern Ontario, I was booked 7 days a week. No lie. And I ran support groups every week as well. I helped police on several high-profile murder cases while I was out there. And I did energy consultations, I did readings, I did house clearings, I did gallery readings. I was very popular. My business was quite booming out that way. And it was a part-time thing. It was just a part-time thing. And I didn't have to try. And everything has been, flowing for me in that way. Now, the reason why I'm really tapped into Source is I don't have one ability. I have all the abilities. I have healing capabilities. I have clairvoyance, clairaudience, mediumship, psychic, whatever you want to call it, I got it. And so I'm very powerful in how I see the world, and I see the world very differently. And this is just how I came to be, and this is, I've now come into the place of moving away from doing individual readings in a sense, because they naturally start to turn into consultations and coaching, and that's really where my passion lies, okay? So that's me. That's why I think you should care what I have to say. Because I've always been able to manifest in my life. I had the house. I still have the house. It's being rented out, though. Because I decided to leave the area. But, I have a house, I have my kids, I have my the career that I wanted. I had everything that I wanted. But I hit a place of stagnancy, okay? Now, it wasn't always like this. This is where I'm going to get into how I ended my stagnancy, okay? Because I hit stagnancy. I stopped getting promotions at work. I got 2 more promotions after that one I told you about. No problem. I placed first on every list. If you know government, you have to write competitions. I placed first on every list. The list would expire. I could not move up anymore. It was driving me nuts. I started doing interviews. I wouldn't get called back for interviews. I have never failed an interview in my life. I'm a powerhouse. This really bothered me when I was going through my stagnancy. And eventually I fell, it took a toll on my self-confidence, and I fell low. I fell really low in my self-esteem, which never happened in my life, right? I'm always a powerhouse. I always got what I wanted. I always manifested, and I couldn't understand why it wasn't working for me anymore, okay? And we're going to get into this here, because I was stagnant for 10 years. Yeah, you read that right. You read that right. 10 years I stayed in this energy. 10 years out of my 17 years with the government. I stayed in this energy, back and forth, back and forth. I had left my spiritual practice on the side, was still going, but it wasn't as strong. Things gradually started to dwindle to the point where I couldn't hang on to it anymore financially. I had to rent the basement out in my home, which I hate. If anybody knows me, I don't like sharing my space. I love my space, but to live with a stranger, that was so hard for me, and financially, everything just started to fall apart. Unhealthy relationships, people that I dated, nothing was happening. Nothing was happening at all. So what did I do? Well, first I'll tell you what happened. I hit a ceiling, and I didn't realize that I had major subconscious patterns. So I want you to realize this in yourself, okay? When you're highly tapped in, you're highly powerful, you're fully awake, and you're doing this kind of work, we have great power to create conscious patterns that actually bypass the subconscious from coming up. That's what I was doing, and that's what I realized. A lot of really powerful people and people that are working with law of attraction, where they hit the top of their ceiling, and what happens is that they become stagnant because they're unable to see exactly the real issues that are coming up, because they are bypassing with a conscious pattern that's bypassing the full subconscious issue that's to come up. Okay, and we continue to live in that loop. We continue to stay in a place of stagnancy because we're continuously creating these conscious thoughts and affirmations and whatever else we're creating in the mind to bypass these deep self-conscious issues. Okay, so what did I do? Okay, so this is what I did. I was lost. I was unclear. All of these things. Okay, I started to lose faith. Ugh, it is the worst feeling. I decided to start listening to all the law of attraction teachers out there. You know, go right back to my spirituality because that's what we do, right? When you're spiritual and you're awake and you're tapped in, that's what we do. We get back into God. We get back into spirit. So I listened to everything. I listened to Wayne Dyer. I listened to Tony Robbins. I listened to Bob Proctor. I listened to Jack Canfield. I listened to everybody. I listened to anybody that talked law of attraction, who were living it. And I implemented those things in my life, right? I followed, but nothing was happening. You know, I would see a little bit of a manifestation and it would happen, but it wouldn't show up the way that I wanted. It would show up in like a weird way or not quite what I wanted. It wasn't feeling quite right. And I finally had it with this, right? Because keep in mind, this is going on for 10 years, right? So in this 10-year period, I decided to leave my job. I wasn't happy in it. It wasn't moving up. Everything, it was so stagnant. Everything in my life was stagnant. So I left my career. I took my pension from the government and I went to Bali, Indonesia with my kids. And eventually at that point, people were not booking me anymore. I mean, I had hit a low. I hit a low point. I was in an unhealthy relationship. I was following the pattern of pleasing and trying to take care of everybody, and I was miserable, you know, and I did everything, and I figured, hey, I'm going to go to Bali, Indonesia. It's the island of the gods. If anything, I can be connected to spirit. I decided to go outside of myself and to find that again because I wasn't finding it where I was. I was hitting stagnant behavior so badly because of these conscious thoughts that I had created to bypass my subconscious. You know, it's happening so much with our spiritual community. Okay. Let's get on with this. All right. So I realized something. Out of everything that happened, okay, when I hit my lowest point, I hit my low point, I realized that failure is only the opportunity to begin again, only this time more wisely. And I realized, and the universe was showing me, that this stagnancy was giving me a choice. That I had to build my foundation out of deep, true authenticity. Okay? You can't build something when you're not authentic. And a lot of, you know, my manifesting from before, and yes, I was a manifesting goddess, but what happened that broke me down was to learn about stagnancy as a gift, to become more powerful and to own my power fully. Because really what most of us are doing are just owning a very tiny little piece of our power. Tiny little piece. And that's why it's not consistent. That's why your manifestations and your law of attraction is not consistent. That's why you have gaps. Okay? Because you're just owning a little piece of it. Okay? So I became humbled. Oh, I can't tell you how humbled I became. You know, when I returned from Bali, I had nothing. I had nothing. My house was out for rent. I couldn't get my tenants out. I couldn't move back into my home. I had to move back with family. My business, my spiritual business, you know, on the side that I had left my career to do, had fallen down the hole. I was in a bad place. My relationship had ended. I was engaged. I ended that. That was so unhealthy for me. I mean, everything just fell apart. I didn't even have my kids when I came back. They ended up staying with their father because I had to find a home again. Like, everything was dismantled. Because I had to get deep into authenticity with myself. And I realized that my choices were not made from a very deep, authentic space inside of me. Okay? Once I realized that, Spirit then showed me these 3 ingredients that go into stagnancy. It was like everything went off for me and my stagnancy ended. Okay, as soon as I discovered these 3 elements, which I'm going to share with you, it immediately brought me into alignment, okay? I started Inspire Desire. My other company was called Life, Living Internal Freedom Every Day, but I had to end that because everything had to start fresh because I'm not doing readings anymore, and that's just not my calling. This is my calling, is to how to help people transform into their power, right? I began booking clients like crazy. I started dating again, but this time I'm laughing about this because I have had so many unhealthy relationships in my life, and I'm attracting really healthy people. I was like, wow, this is a brand new energy for me. This is awesome. I fucking love this. So another big great manifestation, I stopped smoking. I always had it in my vibration, but I swear to you, I kid you not, I woke up one morning and I quit. Now, I heard Wayne Dyer doing this, right? When I went to and I met him in Maui, and he said he just decided to stop one day. And I was like, yeah, whatever. But it happened. And I'm like, okay, this is amazing. I just don't want to smoke. And I shifted in such a huge way, that everything came into alignment. And that's what it is for you guys, okay? And that's what I'm going to tell you guys. Like, when you're in stagnancy, it's holding you back. It's like, boom, once you align, the abundance is there and everything lines up. Like, my book is in editing mode right now. It's going to be published next year. You know, I won this thing like 3.5 years ago, and it's just now getting done. Like, everything has aligned, okay? I had amazing realizations deeply of how law of attraction truly works and law of vibration, okay? And how to align to this abundance and never to be stagnant again. So, you know, I know you guys are thinking like, okay, Rena, like, this sounds great, right? Yay, it sounds great. It's great that you figured it out, but, you know, can I do this? Can I do this? Can I get to where you are? And I'm going to tell you, yes, you can. So I'm going to give you an example of two clients, a recent client and a client that has worked with me on and off throughout the last, last few years, actually. Okay, so I'm going to show you a recent client. This person I've only been working with 2 weeks. Okay. And she has really come into her power now. She's a psychiatrist, and she's working on bringing spirituality into the mental health field. And she wants to incorporate her power and her spirituality and her perspective of her own power and her spirituality into her counseling methodologies and her business for her. And she's a registered psychiatrist, okay? And there was so much stagnancy in her business, in her clients, in her personal life, and in 2 weeks, and this is a recent text that she sent me, that she just has had huge revelations in her life in owning her power. And I mean, this is where I'm going to cry, because I love this. This is like the service that I love, when people find themselves and their true power and how they can serve their highest calling, right? That's what we're here to do. That's what we're here to do. So here is another client that I've worked with over the years. Now, she has a lot of trauma and mental things that have happened to her throughout the years, where when I first started working with her, she's on a lot of medication. She's now down to 1 medication, and she has been manifesting and really being in a stable place that even her doctor was like, what are you doing? What are you doing? She's tapping into the power that was always there behind all of that trauma, right? So these are just 2 instances of 2 different clients, but how their lives have changed. So you can do this. Okay, you don't have to be highly empathic like I am, okay, or having your psychic senses and all of that heightened. You don't have to be like that. We all have natural abilities. So we all have our own natural power. And, you know, all I want for you guys is to take what you can from this and to learn how to implement it into your life, okay? Now I'm going to tell you, results aren't typical, okay? Results are not typical. I'm happy to share this information with you for free, and this is what I've learned on my path and journey, okay? This is what I'm supposed to bring to the world, and this is what helps my clients, people that are attracted to my work. So I want you to understand that the average person who attends any training, they get 0 results. And you know why? That's because they don't implement what they've learned. This isn't something, you know, that's going to happen, you know, at the snap of your fingers, like, hey, I got these 3 things, and yay, it's going to happen like tomorrow. No, okay? Like, that's not going to happen, because it's not a get-rich scheme. It's not an MLM. It's MLM, I think is what they're called. It's not a snap your fingers. It's not for daydreamers. Okay, like it's great to daydream. I'm a daydreamer. Yay, this is all wonderful, but you need action. Okay, so you got to have both aspects. This is not a get-rich-quick kind of scheme. Okay, this is for people who are in the business of transformation and who are ready to dive deep to get there. So what are we going to cover today? Okay, so I promised you 2 secrets. Secret 1, okay? We're going to go into this about how to end stagnant behavior. I'm going to talk to you about the 3 elements that you need to know to end the stagnancy, okay? There's 3 ingredients into ending the stagnancy. Now, even if you have one of these ingredients, you're still going to hit a level of stagnancy, level 1, 2, or 3, okay? If you have all 3 ingredients, yeah, you're damn stagnant. Like, I'm sorry about it, but you are stagnant. Nothing is happening. If you've got one element, then, you know, you might see it happening here and there. It's kind of an up and down, maybe a little bit of a small roller coaster. If you've got 2 elements, then, you know, you're on a bigger roller coaster and you're starting to really notice it coming into your life, that you're not having a nice, easy, constant flow of abundance, okay? Secret 2 is I'm going to actually show you how to apply that, okay? How to apply those 3 ingredients for stagnancy and how to end, because I'm showing you the ingredients for stagnancy and the opposite of how to actually end the stagnancy, and then how you can take that and apply it into your life. And I chose to use attracting healthy relationships, including your business clients and your personal life, your personal relationships, because I think that's the most important thing, is attracting the right clients and attracting your divine lover and people that you want to be around, or friends, you know, that you want to be around. Because when you're manifesting and you're owning your power, a lot of the unhealthy fall away. They really do. So you want to be able to manifest what you know you're worthy of, right? Okay. So what have you tried? I'm sure if you're anything like me, you've tried listening also to all the law of attraction gurus. Now, I'm going to tell you why I'm different than them, because they deal with conscious thought, okay? I want you to see the difference in this. Conscious thought and noticing that when you have a bad thought, it's attached to an emotion, that you then create a different feeling that then feeds into your subconscious, and then you change your subconscious. Great. Those are great techniques. What I'm here to show you is that those conscious thoughts, okay, you're just getting a little piece of the subconscious, okay? Because we're highly powerful, we have created so many different types of conscious thoughts, so many different types of patterns that actually act as a bypasser of what really needs to come up from the subconscious. And when you're just having little bits and pieces that come up, then that's where the stagnancy comes, because you're constantly just like, okay, here's something else, here's something that needs to clear, I'm going to change it to a better feeling place, okay, I'm going to put that into my subconscious, great, that worked. But you're only working with maybe, 2% of that subconscious pattern that's supposed to come up. So what I do is I take you out of thoughts, okay? So as we're moving forward now, I want you to just forgo all your thoughts, okay? I want you to get into a feeling place. I want you to get into your instincts and your gut feeling, okay? I want you to forget the thoughts. Forget about it. As soon as you get a thought, forget it. Say, fuck it. Done, okay? Because I work very differently, and this is why my clients see results. And this is why I was able to end 10 years of stagnancy. Some people go on forever. So these are the things that you've been doing. You keep doing what you've been doing before, right? Because they feel good. And, so I'm not saying these things are bad. These are good things to do. But if you are bypassing the subconscious that's coming up, these things aren't going to work, okay? You go to other spiritual workshops, webinars, trying to implement new teachings. You try to gain, maybe it's something new that you need to know, okay? Maybe I need to buy a book. Maybe I need to read something. Maybe I need to find a new teacher on YouTube. Maybe, I did all that. I was listening to Matt Kahn, and I was like, okay, that kind of works. But you know deeply that it's going deeper, okay? Because you can fill your mind with all of these practices, but what's happening is that you are still bypassing the true reason of what is wanting to come up, okay? You may be chipping away at little bits and pieces of it, but where I take you is right into it, okay? All right. So let's get into it. Let's talk about the 3 ingredients of stagnancy, okay? So like I said before, you can have either one of these or all of them, okay? The first is a true lack of authenticity. Okay. Now, like I said before, forgo your thoughts. I want you guys to get into a feeling place here. I want you to feel true authenticity of what that feels like. And as soon as that mind starts going, just forget about it. Just concentrate, put your focus on the feeling of true authenticity. Okay? Because that's where we work from. I take you out of the mind and into the subconscious. Okay? So these are the 3 ingredients. When you lack true self-authenticity, you will hit a place of stagnancy. Okay? Now, these 2 interact with each other. When you have a lack of true authenticity, you're going to also have, that's going to cause you to close yourself to other points of view, other perspectives, and other belief systems. It closes you immediately. Okay, we're going to get into that and why it does that. And your inability to forgive. If you can't forgive, it will keep you stagnant. Okay? If you have all of these 3 things going on, yeah, you're feeling it. You're feeling it, okay? Your cake is rising, or should I say your bread is rising, right? All right, let's get into it, all right? Secret 1, why you still use these ingredients, okay? So when you lack true authenticity, the fear is the main reason why we don't own our true power. This is really what it is. And when we don't own our true power, we are not being authentic, okay? When you are in alignment of your true power, you are being so authentic with yourself on every level, okay? Now, there can be conditionings from your past, right? We've been told, like, you know, especially as women, you know, and men too, because I'm not saying, you know, men are also told this on a constant basis, that we're not allowed to feel. If you really look at how society has conditioned us, we are not allowed to feel. But we are naturally feeling human beings, like we really are. When babies first come here, they're all feeling, right? It's our natural way of being, and it's something that we've denied. We've been told as women, you know, we're too emotional, you're PMSing, blah, 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 right? As soon as you buy into that, now power of choice is very strong here. As soon as you buy into that, to give up your authenticity for somebody else to please them, either for you to shut your mouth, be quiet, or stop crying or being vulnerable, or anything that has taken you out of your authenticity, is an immediate decision that you've given up your power. Immediately. Now, this can be in conditioning from way long ago, okay? And we keep doing it because it becomes an ingrained belief system. As soon as you say no and you practice it long enough, it becomes an ingrained belief system. So you have ingrained yourself to be dishonest with yourself, okay? And when you create that, you become closed to other belief systems because you become a pleaser, okay? Now your perspective has changed from owning your true power, from being deeply authentic with yourself, into doing what other people want, okay, into giving all the time. And what we have forgotten is how to receive and give to ourselves. And what happens now is, because we've become pleasers, because now we're now disauthentic, we're having no authenticity with ourselves, we have little bits and pieces of it, that immediately triggers the conscious mind to create belief systems and patterns around that choice that you've made. Okay, because it is a power of choice. You made the choice to not speak your truth and to disown your power, and then the conscious mind is like, well, I got to now work with this because you're the creator of your life. We now have to create this, so let's create some patterns around that that's going to keep you in a pleasing conditioning place. And what happens is that you subconsciously close to anything that will challenge you to your own power. That's why when new belief systems, new perspectives, or anything comes into your vibration, you're unable to hold that vibration, to see it, to understand it. Now, not everybody can. Some people get defensive, but how far are your limits, right? Is there a limit to being open to somebody else's point of view and perspective and belief systems? Because when you're fully authentic in yourself, you can listen to anything and it won't bother you, okay? If you have that aspect, great. You've got you're halfway there, right? G.I. Joe, right? Like, it's half the battle. The third ingredient and why you do this is that you're unable to forgive, okay? So now the inability to forgive can definitely tie into these 2 aspects, or it can be something separate, right? Because it can be from trauma as a child, it could be from a conditioning from way long ago, Or it could definitely be in regards to whoever made you close up and made you become a, or not somebody made you, sorry, but you made the decision of closing up and you became a people pleaser, that there was somewhere inside of yourself that you were no longer able to forgive. Okay? Those things will end those are the things that are keeping you in stagnancy. And why you still use these ingredients. Okay? So now, this is the bypassing. This is the bypassing to getting deep into your power. Do you see that? Right? Okay. So let's go to the next bit and how you can use your power of choice, okay? Because we're going to get into how this plays into, now that you're seeing what the ingredients are for stagnancy and how you can take that out, we're going to go into how to use your power of choice, because you make the choice, and this is the real work, okay? Your power is free will, okay? I'm not telling you to work through every pattern. You don't have to go back into childhood trauma. You don't have to go back into abuse. You don't have to go back into any of that crap. You really don't, okay? That's just a disempowering place altogether. All you have to do is recognize these 3 ingredients that are keeping you stagnant and how to now do the opposite and apply them into your life by making the choice, okay? So first, I want you to get deep into true authenticity, okay? Like I asked you before. Get into a place of being honest with yourself. Honest, 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 okay? Feel it. I don't want you to think anything. I want you to forgo all your thoughts. Right now, forget about it. I want you to feel deep authenticity. I want you to feel your power, okay? I want you to choose to step into it. Your power of choice is so powerful, okay? And that is a huge part of law of attraction, is making a deep, authentic choice, okay? Second, I want you to recognize the feeling, okay, not the thought of pleasing behavior, okay? I want you to now feel the discrepancy between what it feels like to be in a pleasing place, how that feels so disempowering, and how it feels to be authentic. And I want you to choose the place of authenticity. And I want you to recognize those 2 feelings so that when a decision comes up for you, that a different belief system or perspective comes into your vibration, you can understand, like, okay, I can be in a place of deep authenticity to make a choice about what's being presented to me right now. Okay? You don't have to sit in the uncomfortable if something comes to you and you're not being open to it. That's fine to feel that that is something that you're being resistant to, but you can shift and make the choice and say, I'm going into authenticity right now so I can be open. I'm going to go into deep authenticity because I know myself so that I can see everything that comes to me, so then I can make a choice. Okay? That's how you use the second bit, the second point. Third, now I want you to feel this out and feel inside of you, is where you need to forgive inside of yourself. Okay? Hold the place of forgiveness. Hold the energy of forgiveness. And your feelings will create an image. Now, anything that you get from here, I want you guys to write it down, okay? Hold the place of authenticity. That's the base. That's the first layer that you're going to put down and everything. You're going to hold the place of authenticity. You're going to be open to new belief systems and then use your power of choice to choose the place of authenticity and hold that vibration, okay? Now in a place of forgiveness and what you need to forgive, hold your place again of still authenticity, and on the second layer, put the feelings on top. Sorry, put the forgiveness on top. Okay, so your place of authenticity is always going to be the first layer of your foundation. Always. It always is. You can't have anything else but your deep authenticity. Okay, that's owning your power. So when you have that on the bottom layer, next put the forgiveness on top, and you will authentically see, okay, your authenticity will create the images and the feelings and the thoughts for you. You don't have to think about it, okay? So I want you to sit with that. Forgo all thoughts, get into the feeling, and see what images and feelings are brought into your body, okay? And I want you to write them down. Don't judge them, just take it as it is, okay? This is your instinct, this is your intuition. I want you to take it as it is and write it down, okay? This is working from the subconscious. It's really powerful. So again, forgo all thoughts, deep authenticity, continue to make the choice of deep authenticity, continue to be open from a place of your deep authenticity, and then from the deep authenticity, put the forgiveness or who you need to forgive on top of that, and see what images and what you get, what thoughts are created out of this deep authenticity. And you can ask from that place of deep authenticity to show you. Okay? so that you can understand what is going on inside of your life. Okay. That's great. That's great. That felt really powerful. All right, guys. So that's the first secret. We're going to go into the second secret here, okay? Because I'm going to show you how you can now attract the relationships and the vibration because that you want in your clients, okay? So now that you recognize these three elements, I want you to keep feeling your way through it. Keep forgoing those thoughts, okay? Forgo all thoughts. Forget it. Forget it. Forget it. Sorry for the typo. I think it's F-O-R-E, go. Anyways. And you do this in every place in your manifestation, okay? You do this in every place of your life, okay? Excuse me. I want you to be authentic, okay? So, in your relationships, hold the place of deep authenticity. Get into deep authenticity. And sort out the relationships that you want, okay? So, let's do a relationship that you do want, whether it's personal or a client. Say you want to attract a really high-paying client, okay? So what would that feel like? Get into a deep, authentic place and be authentic with the feelings that come up with what it would be like to serve that client. Not that they can pay you the money, okay? That's the difference. That's the difference between law of attraction not working for you and law of vibration working for you, because I want you to be in a place of law of vibration. So, and from a deep, authentic place. So if you're having a high-paying client come to you, how exciting is that to serve that type of person? How powerful are they that you can serve and be in alignment with them? I want you to feel that, okay? And from that feeling, okay, I want you to take whatever images and thoughts come to you and write them down, okay? I don't want you to make visualizations happen, okay? I don't want you to think about it. This is the problem, again, with law of attraction versus law of vibration. I don't want you to think about what's going to happen. I don't want you to think about how much money they make and how much they can pay you and how much you can get. I want you to take the feeling of authenticity in your gut and take where that feeling takes you, be open to it, and feel what it would be like to serve them. There's a difference, okay? Hang on to that and write your visualizations down on what you get. And sit in that feeling, okay? And I want you to be able to forgive yourself and others, okay? Now, as you're seeing this high client coming to you and you're feeling what it's like to serve them, bring forgiveness into yourself. Where have you not forgiven yourself to not allow this before? Okay, so let's put the other layer on top now. You're in a place of authenticity. You're feeling your client, of what it's like to serve your high-paying client. You're attracting this into your life. Where in yourself did you not forgive yourself that this couldn't align to you before? Get deep with that. Write that down. Grieve it. Cry it out. Whatever you got to do to clear that shit, clear that shit. Because this is the stuff that's holding you back. And this is the stuff that's holding your power back. Okay? Like, you could feel that deeply. Where did you not forgive yourself in letting that go? Okay? Wow. This is great. I love doing this. I love doing this work. Okay, so this is how you apply. These are the few ingredients. These are how you now apply what you want into every area of your life. And you take that layered effect and you take those feelings and you put that into every aspect of your life. Okay? Now, you may be saying to me, let's take a breather here, okay? Because we need to talk. We need to talk. that was powerful, and we need to talk, okay? So you may be saying, okay, Rena, this is great. I love what you're saying, but it seems like too much work. Okay. Law of attraction without action is a distraction, okay? And this is really about law of vibration. Law of attraction works when you're vibrating to your abundance, okay? And you're not going to get results if you don't take action. Like, I'm sorry to say it, like, you're not. You've got to clear these patterns. Like, this is just a little taste of it, and I want you to feel the shifting that you've happened based on all the other kind of law of attraction things that you've heard and thinking about, and how it actually feels different when you're actually feeling it. Okay, and you're working from that place of deep authenticity, okay? I want you to see the difference in getting into the subconscious, into manifest, in the difference of how it's different than when you're in the conscious thoughts that are being created, okay? That's why I say forgo all your thoughts, okay? And how to feel again. It's entirely different. And you're not going to get results unless you do this work. You can definitely go back and do conscious thought, affirmations, doing all of those things, they do work. But if you've got a huge subconscious pattern and you're noticed the stagnancy, I mean, you wouldn't be here. You wouldn't be here on the webinar. You know that things are stagnant for you. You know things aren't manifesting in your life as they should be, and you're hitting your head against the wall. I know, I've been there. I did it for 10 years, honey. 10 years, right? Like, I know. All right? And the hard truth is that you're just going to remain where you are, and you either bring yourself out or you end up alone. That's exactly what happened to me. Like, I know, and I don't want you guys to go that route. Like, 10 years of that, and I ended up alone, and I ended up with nothing, you know. But it was my greatest teacher, to be honest with you, okay? Because when you're in the place of stagnancy, you either have, like, just two choices. You either fail or you succeed. Stagnancy is actually giving you a place to make a choice, okay? Because when you're stagnant in energy, you eventually fall or you give up. It's one or the other. You can't go either way. You can't stay in stagnancy forever. I mean, I was lucky that I did it for 10 years. Oh my God, I don't want you to do 10 years. But yeah, you know, it's just how it is. It's stagnant for a reason, for you to make a powerful decision in your life. It's about making a powerful decision. Okay? From your exhaustion is the inability to properly serve the universe in your calling. That broke me, that I couldn't be of service to the universe. That's a humbling place for me. Okay? And that breaks you, that breaks your business, it breaks your life, it breaks your relationships. And stagnant energy, it is, see it as a gift because it really is giving you a choice. You know, that's your power. You either head towards failing or you choose to get into the subconscious and clear it. So you never have to go through this again. You never have to feel stagnant energy again because you're building the foundation from deep authenticity, forgiveness, surrendering, being open. Okay? All right. So let's go into, you know, why what you have tried isn't working. Okay? And now all of these things that I'm going to say do work, okay? And I'm not knocking all the teachings out there. They all work. They all work. But it is a decision that you've made deep down in your subconscious if it's going to work or not, okay? That's why it works for some people and why it doesn't work for other people. Because if you have a huge subconscious pattern in manifesting, and you've had trauma and you've had a lot of dark shit and you've had things that happen that, you know, conditionings in your life from family, from whatever it is, and you've got a big chunk of subconscious crap that, you know, you're bypassing, right? Because really it can be really painful, and the way that we've been taught to do it, to go into that, is to, you know, think about it, go into it, feel it, and let it release. Well, you know what? I had a lot of trauma in my life. That didn't work for me. And I'm going to tell you guys that right now. It didn't work for me because it was way too painful. It kept me in a painful place. But what helped was to step into my power to release. That's what I'm showing you guys what to do. So, you know, if you're listening to all the attraction gurus, you know, your problem is not that you can't manifest. I want you to own your power. You can manifest, okay? You've had the strategy of continuing your regular spiritual practices, you know? That's great. Those things clear your mind to get you into the subconscious. But if it's a continuous pattern, you know, and it's used to bypass your subconscious, then, again, it's another exterior practice. It's not the solution. The solution is inside of you. And, again, you know, you're going to workshops, you're going to webinars, you're doing, you know, all new teachings. It's not outside of yourself, okay? I know what I'm here to bring is very different because it takes you into putting the platform of deep subconscious feeling and emotion to create the thoughts. That's the difference. That's where your power lies, okay? So, again, if you're reading books and you're doing all of these things and nothing is working and you're looking for something to click, it's another bypassing pattern, excuse me, to solving a problem when the issue is you're just not stepping into your power. So with the techniques that I showed you with the 3 elements, that's owning your power, okay, from a place of feeling and clearing, okay? I want you guys to see the difference in that, okay? Because you're not going to feel aligned until you have self-authenticity in every aligned decision in your life, okay? In every area of your life, okay? In your personal life, in your business, in every decision you make, that deep layer of deep authenticity of feeling it, not knowing it, right? Not the thoughts that create authenticity, the feeling of authenticity of your wants and your desires. Okay, that's when you're aligned. From a deep authenticity, then on top of that, that everything that comes up to you, no matter if you want it or not, is absolutely okay, and you're open to it. Even if it shows as contrast, even if it's something that you don't want, you can be in a place of authenticity to make a strong decision in your power with whatever is coming up. And because you can forgive yourself now, you can now sit in that place of whatever is coming up and give yourself permission to forgive yourself from deep authenticity, to surrender, to let go. All right, do you see how that all works like an onion? Do you see how you're building up the patterns down in your subconscious? Instead of you trying to tear them down, you're building it up. You're building it up from deep, authentic, surrendering, open energy. Okay? All right, guys. That was really good. This is probably one of the best webinars that I've done. But let's go on to the next point. Okay, so this is what we've covered, because we're coming close to ending the hour here. Now you know how to end stagnancy in your life. Okay, and you don't ever have to have it repeated again. Like, I promise you, you practice these 3 things, they will change your life. Truly, they will change your life. Okay, and when you incorporate these 3 elements, don't you see that they can give you the best results? Don't you? Like, you really can. They'll give you the best results. You've discovered how to apply these 3 elements in attracting your clients that you want and the relationship that you want. Okay? And you also understand that from working from your subconscious ignites your true power. Right? Can you imagine, how that would feel? How would that feel that you never have stagnancy again in your life? Okay? How would that feel that you've built up your foundation from your subconscious, from a place of deep authenticity, forgiveness, and love, and all of those things, and working with a strong decision, in your power, while you're in your power, and how that's going to manifest your life for you? How would that feel? How would that feel? It would feel amazing. Like I'm telling you, it's amazing. All right, so what's next? Okay. Oh my goodness, did I totally miss a slideshow? I totally missed this slideshow. Look at this. We've just went over this. Yeah. I'm running off. See, I told you guys, I run off on a tangent because I get so into giving, flowing with it. So I jumped ahead and I didn't do this. Okay, so basically, let's go. What's next, right? So what's next? So really the question you need to ask yourself is, do you want results quickly or do you want them slowly? Okay? Because going it alone is the slow way. And I know that. I know that. I know what's slow because I did it the slow way. And I'm going to just bring up these two pictures because I love these pictures. I love Einstein. And, he said, and I'm sure you've heard of this, the insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results. Yeah. That's what stagnancy is. It's insanity and stagnancy. You just keep doing the same thing over and over and over and over again. Okay? And I love this other picture because it's how I see myself too. It's like, oh, it's a cute little kitten, but when you look in the mirror, it's like, damn, I'm powerful. Okay? That's the shift that you can have, right? You either go the slow route and continue to create insanity in your life, or you own your power. You own your power, and you look in the mirror and, you see yourself in that light, right? And so what's the fast way? You want to look at this kitten, and see this amazing lion with their power, the powerful mane, the powerful energy coming through, is to book a paradigm session with me, okay? Because it's a free call, and they're highly shifting. Okay, I'm sure you felt the shift just in this seminar. And, before you apply, I'm just going to tell you that, I have a limited number of seats because I've been getting a lot of people. And honestly, I can only work with a certain amount of people. To give my service fully, I can only work with a certain amount of people every month in my program. So, these are really, truly life transforming. Okay, and this is really for those who are ambitious spiritual entrepreneurs who are really ready to end stagnancy and to own true manifestations and never to have stagnancy in your life again. Okay, and you have to, really be willing to do this inner work. You got to be committed. I'm not going to work with people who are not committed, okay? You know, I'm going to put that out there. I know who I work well with, and you've got to be able to dive deep into yourself, okay? And you need to have a source of income as well, okay? Because there's a level of knowing your worth and what you're serious about, how you know your worth and your value, okay? So if you do qualify for my program, okay, you're going to get a customized plan to ending stagnancy in all areas of your life, okay? We get deep. So because I use my abilities now for helping my clients, we get deep. I can see your energy blocks. We get into that, even things that you're not aware of. It's so transformative. You get all of my abilities. I heal. I do energy work. We get you into your power, and just with some of these concepts, and we align you to your divinity, okay? Now, you get a customized plan for everything. We go through your finances, your business, your personal life, everything. I don't stop at anything because, you know, I'm about transforming everything in your life, okay? And the ability to align and own your true power. That's what I love. You know, when you're owning your true power, it shifts everything in your life, right? And you'll be able to manifest with ease, right? Because I don't want you to sit there in the stagnant energy. And, you know, this is a whole other thing with the mirror here, with the lion. It's also the support, you know. I had to go about this 10-year stagnancy on my own, by myself, okay? And honestly, that was the hardest thing because I didn't have anybody in my mirrored environment to help me to reflect my greatness back to me. Okay, because when you're in a place of where in that stagnancy, you're only have manifested what you manifested yesterday, and so who's in your environment is not a powerful person for you, okay? But the reason why somebody of power shows up and support is when it comes up for you, it's easier to transition and to transform. You know, as powerful people, we don't like to ask for help at all. I mean, I was one of them. And it wasn't that until I hired my own coach that I was able to actually have a clear reflection in my coach to see my power. Because, you know, I was living with family. I had people around me that was all about conditioning. And it was hard for me to move out of that place. You know, even though you're really strong and powerful, it's okay to be vulnerable and open that side of you up to ask for help. It really is, okay? So there is a button at the bottom here to book a free call with me, and we can further talk about your transformation, or you can book at renawells.com. You know, be authentic. I want you to take with you what we talked about today about authenticity. You know, hold the authenticity in your gut and feel. And if you're having a gut feeling to call me and to book a session with me, then do it. Then do it. Have some type of reflection of your power back at you. Have that support that can help you through things. Because that's the fast way of going through it. You don't have to be in stagnancy forever. Okay? So book a free call. We'll chat soon. And again, you guys, you know, keep manifesting, keep doing your service, keep being beautiful and powerfully the person that you came here to be. All right, guys? Have a wonderful time. Thank you for joining me on my webinar, and we will talk soon. Love, love. Bye.